How's it going? Back at it again. Brand new game this year. We have MLB The Show, and if you can tell by the title, you're already seeing what we picked as a team. I'm excited. Um, I this year I didn't turn GM contracts off last year because it was my first year in franchise. I didn't mess around with it too much before, and I'll make sure to turn the GM contracts off this time around, so I don't have to worry about being fired for running a bad team. Ignore budgets, of course, that's going to stay off. See if you're trading on. Allow non active free agents. I'm going to leave it off. Not interested in fantasy draft. Designated hitter, of course, is going to be on. But I am turning off the extra inning runner. I don't like the Manfred rule and everything like that. Oh, custom game entry conditions. I think these are the conditions I'm fine with. I'm gonna be playing a lot of games. I'm not gonna be jumping into games and stuff like that at the beginning. Starting spring training. This episode is just gonna be evaluating the roster. Um, you can look at free agency. Blake Snell just got signed a couple minutes ago to the Giants, so he's actually someone we're not gonna look at. You also got Montgomery, Michael Lowe, Evan Longoria, Johnny Cueto. I got some guys here. Barney Flattery, I think that's a fake guy right there. So don't think I'm gonna sign too many people that are not real. Say that. Say if he had a bit more potential, I'd be interested in Franks. I don't think I'm gonna mess with any of these free agents, but it is interesting. Brandon Belt didn't get signed. That's an interesting one. Evan Longoria also interests me a lot. Um, Alberto Mondesi, he just never lived up to the potential, man. Never got his footing going with the Red Sox either, it seems, so he's back to free agency. JD Martinez is an 89 overall. I was JD Martinez that good last year? Cause I don't know, man. Duvall, I remember Duvall was going off, but Martinez, man, how much money do you want? 11.5, basically 13 million. He thinks we're a contender? What the heck? This roster? He thinks we're a contender? That's wild to me. But anyway, let's go through the roster, all of it. And to be honest, I'll be surprised if a lot of people stay on this team long term. It's hard to say, but this team is not very talented if you look at it from top to bottom. You got Bobby Witt, Brady Singer, and then all the way down here, you got MJ Melendez. They all have a potential, but other than them, there's not really much else in this organization that will get you excited. And a lot of these people, MJ Melendez and Brady Singer, are running out of time to hit their potential. You also got Freddie Furman, the catcher. So he's something. He's a late bloomer in a way. He's got a decent arm, some good contacts. He'll be playing a lot of catcher for us probably. The decline of Salvador Perez, unfortunately, one of my favorite players growing up. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't, I don't have any love for these players, so I don't feel attached to them at all. That's why I try to stay away from franchises with teams I like, because it's hard for me to trade my favorite players, even whatever. But Bobby Witt, he's pretty locked down. He's got a long contract, 26 per. I think it's an even spread too. It's not backloaded, so I'm happy about that. A lot of teams that I look for franchise, they had a lot of potential prospects. Like I wanted to do the Washington Nationals, but they have Dylan Cruz. They have so many good young prospects. They really don't need me to do what I do. I looked at Detroit, and Detroit, the same thing. They have so many good young prospects. All Detroit really needs is time, and they're going to be a good baseball team. They've got Max over there as well, and they have some good players. When you really evaluate the roster, I did Colorado a year ago, so I don't want to do them again, especially with how loaded up the Dodgers are. We never could beat them, and we surely probably wouldn't be able to beat them this year. So don't think we're gonna go back to the Rockies. And then I found the White Sox, and the White Sox were interesting for sure, but I think a lot of people are going to be interested in the White Sox as well. Their franchise, I'm not disappointed. The thing that upset me is Dylan Cease still hasn't been traded on the game, and I don't really want to trade him. If I would have started it with him, I'd like to keep him around at least for a year. But it's not fair to do that, and I think the White Sox have a lot better young talent than even the Kansas City Royals. I think the Kansas City Royals are 1 year away from being the worst team in the league if the wrong moves are made. This team is not very talented. It's really dependent on Bobby Witt, who has good durability, which I'm happy because he's going to need durability playing for this team. He's just coming off his best season, where he got 49 steals and also 30 home runs, coming off a 20 home run season with 30 steals. He's improved a lot in his first 2 seasons, and he's definitely the best player that I could start with. But when it comes down to the rest of the team, the roster just isn't that good. You have some Alcatraz contracts like Salvador Perez for 3 more years for 20 per. That's a bad contract. Salvador Perez is not getting any better, and this contract's going to hurt our books for a couple years. It's going to take a while. It's not going to be a trade for Salvador Perez. No one will want Salvador Perez. Realistically, no one will want him. So we're going to have to keep him. You also have... I'm trying to find him. You got Michael Wacha making 16 per. You got Seth Lugo making 15 per, and this contract looks pretty bad as well when you compare even Wacha. Seth Lugo is someone I really hope has a good year, and I will look to trade for him in the trade deadline. If he has a bad year, then I'm kind of stuck with him. That's just how it is. Let's go through it. We got Cole Ragans. He's not bad. Maybe he has something. He's a good break pitcher. So maybe he could be something. And if not, he could even make him a bullpen kind of guy. You got Seth Lugo. Basically already told you what I thought about him. You got Freddie Furman, who we have a lot of club control under. We basically own the prime of his career, and we don't have to pay him. So we'll keep him around for now and see how it goes. You got Hunter Renfro, which this is a pretty good one. This isn't bad. Contract, the money he's making isn't bad. 6.5. You know, you'd like him to be a little bit better, but he's a decent pro, man. You're gonna have to pay about $5 to $6 million for an average pro player, so not a bad contract. And you got Brady Singer, who's got about 3 years left of ARB, and he's gonna be a free agent when he's 30. We'll see how good he gets over the years. He's got A potential, so he could be a 90 very soon if we develop him the right way. And of course, we have World Series champion Will Smith, who just seems to win the World Series whatever team he's on. And to be honest, I don't think this is going to be the year that Will Smith wins one, but it's cool that he's on the team. You got Kyle Wright, the former Atlanta pitcher that got traded here. Not the best season for him a year ago. He got sent down and traded out in the offseason. He's got good velocity and break, though. He still has some potential, man. He could be something for at least a couple years. And you got Vinny Pasquantino, who is a very good young hitter. He can hit the baseball very well. Not a bad fielder. I think he's very versatile as well. I think he can play more than just first base. I think he's like an outfielder as well. No, he doesn't have any secondary position, so I guess I lied. So, yeah, he's a first baseman. He's pretty decent. You know, he's 26 years old. He's gonna get better. He's got good vision, which I like in players. And he's got some decent discipline. He could be a guy that hits towards the top of the order if maybe in the two spot or, you know. You got John Schreiber, a BR legend. I think he's got a sidearm release. He's not a bad guy. He's just 30 years old. He's not going to be on the team long term. You got Nick Anderson, another guy just here. You got Mikael Garcia, and he doesn't look too bad. He's from Venezuela. He can hit lefties pretty good. He's got to work on hitting righties, but decent batting clutch, up to 80. So I like that. Got good durability. He's a good fielder. He's got a good arm and accuracy. I like that. Mikael Garcia could be someone that we really want to develop. He has a lot of years left, so we're gonna have plenty of time with Mikael Garcia. And one of my friend's favorite players, Garrett Hampson. He used to swear by Garrett Hampson when he was a Colorado Rocky, and he's got speed and he can play a bunch of positions. You know, he's your utility player. He's only on our team for $2 million. It's not a bad deal for Garrett Hampson at all. I don't know if Garrett Hampson's gonna have a role in the lineup, but we'll see. Um, he'll easily be a bench speed kind of guy if we need him to be, but he can find a role on this team, I believe. And of course, you got Salvi, and I don't know what to think about Salvi anymore. He's old. He's got a bad contract. He didn't have the best year a year ago. A lot of speculation he was going to be off the team a year ago, but I guess they didn't find the right trade for him, and here he is again, playing his final years of his career for the team that he got drafted by. You got Nelson Velasquez here. He's got C potential. He's got good powers, but not the best contact bat. Not the best vision. He's not the best fielder either. He's kind of more of like a DH. Not someone I'd really want out in the field. Got Daniel Lynch, who is just another guy, looks like. Not the most impressive. And his ERAs from the past have shown it. Adam Frazier, he's kind of bounced around and now he finds himself in Kansas City. He's just kind of a guy that's here. Kyle Isbell, a guy with durability issues in real life, but he's got good fielding and reaction time. He's a defensive player. He's good at hitting lefties. He doesn't have the best vision or contact or, well, he doesn't have the best vision or discipline, I mean. He's coming off here. He hit 240. He only had 5 home runs. He doesn't have much power. Not someone I see being here long term. Jordan Lyles, a terrible decision made by the organization years ago. Finally, 1 year left of that. So he's just somebody. Chris Stratton, just another guy, 33 years old. I don't see a future here. Drew Waters. He's got the speed. He's got the arm. He's got a little durability. It could be a concern. But he kind of looks like a minor leaguer, man. He doesn't have the good hitting stats or anything that you'd want. He's just a good defensive player, and we need him to be more than that. Darian Blanco, a 30-year-old, he's kind of running out of time, but he does have 99 speed. So, not a utility kind of guy. Well, not even utility, but a speed guy off the bench. Chris Bubik is in AAA. He struggled. No, he didn't have too bad of a year. Only pitched 16 innings. I'd like to think it was from injury and not from him sucking. But I'm not too sure at the top of my mind. Or Royals fans, you can let me know. But the thing that's worrisome about Bubik is he has one option left. His hits per 9 is really bad. Doesn't have much velocity. There's not much Ks. His home runs per 9 isn't good. His stamina isn't good for a starter. I don't know about Chris Bubik, man. He is someone that might have to get traded. And you got Austin Cox. He's kind of just a AAA pitcher, or he's in AA now, but he is like our 8th or 9th starter, I guess, if it came down to it. You got Carlos Hernandez, 99 velocity. He might have a chance. You know, I just don't know. Hits per 9 aren't terrible. He could develop into something. But not the best couple years for him in Kansas City, so we're going to have to hope it's sooner than later. We're going to have to move on. Michael Massey, a second baseman. He's got some decent stuff. You know, he's kind of just a guy. I mean, he's a 69 overall for a reason. Just another guy. Got Tyler Duffy, 33 years old. He looks like a career minor leaguer. So, you got Asha Lacer, our best pitching prospect. And he is also someone that is just very confusing to understand. He does not have the best hits per 9. K per 9 is pretty good, actually. It's up to 70. It's not bad. Stamina obviously needs to improve. His velocity isn't that good. You just got to be worried. His durability not the best. He's already 24, but he does have potential, but he is Rule 5 eligible after the season, so he could get drafted in there if we don't add him to the 40-man. So we're going to have to evaluate and worry if that's going to be the right decision. You got Jake Brents. He's our closer. Just a guy I don't care. Nick Eden. It's sad that Nick Eden has bounced around as much as he has, I think. Maybe he's not the guy I think he is, but he's a utility player and he's got speed. Seems like the Kansas City has a lot of players like this. You got MJ Melendez, who's been turned into an outfielder. He can play catcher. He's got good durability. Not the best hitting splits, but he's got discipline. He's got to work on that vision and fielding for sure. The reaction time is terrible. If he wants to be an outfielder, he's going to have to improve a lot in his defensive ability and also his hitting ability, because you need your outfielders to produce with high slugging or on base percentage, something. And I don't know if Melendez is ready to be that guy right away. Mike Brousseau, he's another utility kind of guy, but he's really only a lefty smasher, so not the most impressive. And he's already 30. You got Cam Duvernay, second baseman, number 99. Doesn't seem like he's got much of a future here, though, unless he really turns his career around. You got Josh Taylor. Who cares? Gavin Cross, 24 years old, center field prospect. He looks alright. He's young. He's still got time. Maybe when he's 25 or 26, he could be ready. And we'll see what kind of player he can be. We're going to have to work on his stuff, though. Not impressed, though. But he does have B potential, so maybe there is hope. You got Ryan Fitzgerald. Not much there. You got John Rave. Not much there. Tyler Tolbert. Not much there with him. You got Jonathan Baldwin. He's a rookie starting pitcher. 64 overall, and I don't know. We'll see, but I don't know if he'll be a starter for us, man. Maybe for last year's team, but I don't know about this year's team. You got Harold Gonzalez, who is just a speed defensive freak, but he is very young. He's a shortstop, though, and that doesn't give him much of a chance on this team. Alec Marsh. He's young. Maybe he could go back to Double A and play. He's got his options. I would like to see that. I don't think Alec Marsh should be in the pros pitching. Maybe in the Triple A or even the Double A for a season and go from there. Noah Murdoch. He doesn't look too good, and I don't know. Nick Prado, 25 years old, first baseman. He's got power on the left side. Not the best fielder. His vision is poor. And Nick Prado is someone that might have to go back to the minor leagues for a year or two to work on his game before he can play on this team. River Town, what a name, but not that good of a player. Got Mason Barnett in the single A. Doesn't look terrible. He'll definitely be in the double A this year. Tyler Gentry. I don't even know what to think about Tyler. He looks like another minor league playing in the majors, so. Got Andrew Hoffman. Maybe he's got a chance. We'll put him in the double A or triple A and see how it goes. Got Josh Lester. Just a guy. Nick Lofton. Guess he's the backup to our guy, and I don't know. Got Carson Roccaforte. And he is someone that maybe could be something. You just never know. Back way. Angel Zerpa. Angel Zerpa is in the pros? What are we doing? He's been an MLB player before? Huh. I don't know what to think about that. He's already got two of his options used already, too. He's going to probably be someone that we have to trade away for a low-end prospect. The rest of these guys just, I don't think are going to be much. And I don't even know if I want to go into talking about them too much. Got some really bad players on this team at the bottom of this roster, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 28 people below 60 overall, and they don't have any potential really to get better. So, and if you want to count people under 70 overall, it's really bad. You have to scroll all the way up to here. And if you see on the right side where the little white thing is, we're almost 4/5 of the way up the list before you get to 70 overalls. And this team has a lot to work on. It's not something that's gonna be fixed in one day. It's not. That's not that good. It's just you really have to be careful. Got some guys that need to be re-signed. You got Freddie Furman, which I don't know. The thing that I like about this team is the budget, and the budget is something that really surprised me. Our budget goes up to about 190 million, and for an AL Central team, I think that's the best. I think we can outspend anybody in our division if we want to, which is interesting to me. I've never had that. I think this team is very fun. The way I like to build for the draft. Some free agents, over time, but I'm really big into drafting and developing. And unfortunately for Bobby Witt, this team might be bad for a couple years. And when I mean bad, I mean very bad, because I'm not afraid to throw away the season if it means bringing in good talent. And as far as I'm concerned, we really can't compete until this money is off the books. When this money comes off the books, this is $35 million. This is a really good player if you get these two players off your books. Seth Lugo is someone, if he can play well, we can trade him. But when it comes to Salvador Perez, it's going to take him hitting near 300 for him to be able to get traded. And I wouldn't trade Salvador Perez for even a C prospect, I don't believe. I just don't think it's worth it for the other team to do such a thing. He's someone that could get DFA'd. Would I feel bad DFAing Salvador Perez? Absolutely. I would not feel good about it, but he's just not going to get any better. He's at a position that just continues to get worse. He hit 23 home runs a year ago, but it's far from his MVP season where he hit 48. 170 strikeouts though. Wow, that is very alarming. But this team it's interesting for sure. You look at the lineup. You got Bobby Witt hitting third, which maybe, I don't know. What is his clutch? 85. Yeah, I guess he could. He's either gonna hit one or three. I'll mess with this a little later on. I'm not gonna play right now, but definitely Interested to see how this year goes for us. Let's just check out some top prospects. Ooh, you can go by organization as well. So this is our top 20. Gavin Cross is our #1 prospect. And they actually have MLB ETA, so they think Gavin Cross could come up and play this year, but I don't. So my evaluation on Cross is he'll be ready when he's about 25. If he develops. He's not going to be someone I'm going to throw into the fire. To be honest, this list is not good. We have a lot of people with seed potential. This is we got two good prospects, and I wouldn't even call them good. I'd call them mid prospects. In Asha Lesa and Nicey and Gavin Cross. I just don't see any of these other guys having a big future on this team. They're not as good as the MLB thinks they are. But here's the top 100. You've got Jackson Holliday, of course. Ethan Salas, the young 18-year-old phenom catcher prospect. It's gonna be something one day for the Padres. They're waiting for that perfect day. You got Paul Scrins, the former #1 overall pick. He might be ready sooner than later to play for the Pirates. He's gonna be a guy. He's got decent durability too, which you're gonna need throwing that heater that he throws. Evan Carter, of course, a playoff hero. Got Jackson Chourio, who got re-signed to that big contract by the Brewers before he even played an MLB game. So, be interesting. You got Junior Caminero, and he looks to be the Wander Franco replacement. Unfortunately for them, is Wander Franco in the game? Is that something I need to check later? You got Cole Keefe from the Tigers, pretty good. One of the reasons why I didn't want to be the Tigers, they have a lot of good prospects. They have Cole Keefe. They have Riley Green. They have a lot of good stuff. Walter Jenkins, Jordan Lawler. We know him very well. Here's Dylan Cruz from Washington. That was it on Washington, but Cruz he's very good. He's going to be a good pro, man. And they have a couple of guys on there that are going to be some good pros. You just got to give them about a year or two, and Washington will be pretty good. Got Kyle Harrison from the Giants. Even the Braves are sitting on a top 15 prospect still. Jackson Morrell, he got named a starting center fielder for the Padres, so he's actually going to be on pros this year. Here's Max Clark, the 18-year-old, 19-year-old from high school. Definitely was in on him. I was very interested in him. Adel Amador, a very good player. I'm a fan of him. I didn't get a chance to develop him all the way, but I think Amador could be something. Harry Ford. Got Andrew Painter, of course, the former #1 overall pick. Ricky Tideman. Cole Young from Seattle. He's interesting as well. He's a very good player. I think this is kind of disrespectful to put Jason Dominguez at number 40. I think Jason Dominguez last year proved he is a very good player. 4 home runs in 8 games and 7 RBIs in 8 games. I think Dominguez is way higher on this list than Yanquiel Fernandez and a lot of these other guys because I've seen him play. And I think Dominguez should be at least a top 20 prospect. Marcelo Luciano, someone we hear about every year, he just hasn't played yet. Spencer Jones, Kevin Arcatara too. He's a very good young prospect that we hear a lot about. Kyle Manzardo, a guy who got traded at the deadline last year, he's definitely someone that could be something as well at first base. Jackson Jobe, the former third overall pick. That's another guy that Detroit has. Detroit has a lot of top 100 prospects. You got Drew Thorpe, who the Yankees traded for Juan Soto. And Thorpe is another guy that has good potential. A guy that I had on my Rockies franchise had Gord Carrero. Just didn't develop the way I wanted him to, but he played. Colton Cowser. Zach Veen even makes the list. Wow. And Kevin Peralta at the end, number 100. A John Boy Media legend. This is cool. They got top 20 by position. That's pretty cool, man. I like that. The scouts is something, yeah, we want to look at our scouts. Yeah, we can tell this is not gonna. I want efficiency. Yeah, let's hire the best scout we can get, man. We're gonna need him. I don't think we have enough budget to get. We might. I don't think so though. Can't afford. Ooh, this guy looks pretty good. Not the best for discovering though, but kind of what I want. I need someone that can find pitchers, so I guess he's gonna have to be the guy. I think we'll replace Faith and got 14K in budget, so within 87 grand. guess we'll go with Donald Schultz. We'll focus more on pitchers this year, because our pitchers are pretty shit. And I like how the scouts look now. We got good efficiency all around. Sierra Davidson can discover as well as do everything. You know, it's good. We'll just put these guys on there for now. I don't know what we'll get, but Salvador Perez has been on this team since 2006. He's the longest tenured player on this team. Well, I think that'll do it for this one. The next episode, we'll be getting into the games. I don't know how I'll go about it yet, but how do you... Oh, because we're in spring training, I can't switch, maybe? Yeah, I guess we'll mess around with some spring training. And now, let's hop into a game. We going against Detmers. Yeah, let's be Bobby Witt. Let's just play a quick player lock game with Bobby Witt. Let's find out. See how our franchise player looks. Man on for Bobby Witt.
Yep, that ball went out.
Outside with a slider. Start him off. It was kind of close to being a strike, though.
2-0.
Better outside pitch. This time it's more inside. Outside the zone, though. Oh, that was it. That was our pitch to hit. We missed it. Ooh, missed off. Good circle change down and lower. 2 count. Out it off, staying alive, but be one that we should have stayed away from. Struck us out with a circle changeup. A great pitch. Especially when you're putting it away from the hitter. Makes it hard to get it.
Batting ninth, the third baseman,
Anthony Rendon. And Witt turns 2.
Now batting, first baseman,
Witt's out.
The batter, number 7.
Here's Witt. He's 0 for 2. Now we're going against Tyler Anderson, or as they like to call him in Oregon, Mr. Doug.
That's a ball.
Anderson has a funky delivery that I do not like. And they called us swinging on that one. We did not hold back in time. A 1-1 count. Throws it away with a circle change, and we're in trouble. He's not thrown one in the strike zone yet. Got a good square up on it, but 2 outs, and we're out of the inning without getting another run in that situation. Witt got him out. And we did not get a hit today with Bobby Witt. Unfortunate. Would have loved to see them get one. But what are you going to do?
Final line score this afternoon.
It's baseball, and you get what you get. Let's do one more. Let's be Vinny Pascantino. We're going against the World Series champion Texas Rangers. And look at that 1 through 6, man. Even Josh Jung is an amazing player, man. They have a great team, man.
Batting 5th, the first baseman, number 9, Vinny Pascantino.
5-0 for Vinny Pascantino when he comes up to swing. What a pitch from Hidrom.
One ball.
Golly, DeGrom.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
And put it in play, but they get the outs. Evan Carter. No, it was Seager, right? That was Corey Seager. I don't know why the fuck I thought it was Evan Carter. He's an outfielder.
The first baseman, number 9, Vinny Pascantino.
Hey!
Come on, we gotta get a hit. And it's 14-0. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but oh man,
No balls, 2 strikes.
chasing it.
Line is out. One ball, 2 strikes. 3.
Oh my goodness, we deserve to be out when you're swinging shit like that, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
Yeah, I guess that'll do it for today's video. We did not
Time of the ball game.
do good at all. It was 18-1 here.
Thank you for joining us here this afternoon.
Pretty sad ending. 5-3, 6, 0-3, 1. Huh. What is that? 14 runs in the first 3 innings? I don't know if it's as impressive as it is disappointing, but projected 2025 free agent got Pete Alonso, only projected to make $20 million. That's interesting, at least. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. The next episode we'll finish up spring training and maybe get into some regular season stuff, but it's going to be a long and hard rebuild. It's going to take a while for this team, and we need to find our identity first and then build from it. And I got a general idea of what I want in this team, so it's just going to take time to execute, I believe. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one.